Welcome to the today's lesson. Today we are going to study direct and indirect speech. It is also called narration change. Let's go to the next point. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to identify direct speech, identify indirect speech, change the mode of narration from direct speech to indirect speech, and vice versa. Okay? So at the end of the class, we will be able to change the mode of narration confidently. Let's see. Let's go to the next point. Let's take down some sentences. Here I go. So in front of yourselves, you can see few sentences. And I hope you can understand that there is a marked similarity among all these sentences. And there are some differences in each of the sentences also, construction of each of the sentences also. I hope you can easily guess. Let us go to the next point. I hope you will be able to comprehend my point quite clearly. Yes, here I go. See, there is a one part which I have marked in yellow. All right. One part which is marked in yellow is also the part before comma. And there is another part you can see very clearly in front of yourselves is the part within double quote. So each of the part which is in purple color is the part within double quote. Clear? My point is clear. Let us go to the next point and let's see what is there for us in the next point. Yes. See the part which I have marked in yellow. From within that part, I have marked a part particularly in red and I have also underlined it. So in each of the part before comma, all right, which I have previously marked in yellow. Now a part of that I have marked in red and I have also underlined for your convenience. I hope you can easily grab my points. Let's go to the next point. Let's see. He says, I'm from Bandel. See. Yes, of course, you guessed it correct. So the part which is in red, that is a part which is very central to the understanding of narration change. Without understanding this part which is in red as well as underlined, we will not be able to have a clear idea of narration change. So what do we call this red part? Yes, you are right. It is called reporting verb, and reporting verb is central to the understanding of narration change. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see. What about the other part? Here I go. So the other part, which is in purple as well as in double quote, that is called the reported speech. Yes, of course, you guessed it correct. Let us go to the next point. Let's see what's there in the next point. So in the next point, I have actually changed the direct speech into indirect speech. And I have clearly marked the indirect speech in red color. So sentences in red color are in indirect speech. All right. I hope you can see very clearly that the sentences in indirect speech does not have any comma, any double quote. All right, look at all the sentences, no comma, no double quote. Rather, there is a new inclusion. What is that? Let's see. Let's see what's that new inclusion. Yes. See the part I have marked in black and I have underlined. So these are the linkers, connectors, or conjunction that joins the reporting verb. See the part he says is the reporting verb. All right, with a reported speech. There is a typographical error. In the first sentence, it will be, he says to me or he tells me that he comes from Bandel. All right. So see, there are quite a lot of sentences which contains that. There is a type of sentence which contains if and whether. There is a type of sentence which contains the WH word, and there is yet another type that contains the word to, only to as the connector. All right. So how to understand where to use that, where to use if or whether, where to keep the WH word as it is, or where to use to. Let's go ahead and try to understand this very important point. Yes, here I go. So the highlighted parts are conjunctions or linkers, as I told earlier. It will be that conjunction that will be used if it is an assertive sentence. So within the double quote, if it is an assertive sentence, if the reported speech is assertive sentence, it will be that. If the reported speech is an interrogative sentence, which can either be answered in terms of yes or no, we'll have the conjunction if or whether. All right, do mark the spelling of whether. Do not mess it with whether. All right, let us go to the next point. Where do we use WH words? WH words are used in interrogative sentences which cannot be answered in terms of yes or no. So the answer can be anything other than yes or no. So for framing such kind of interrogative sentence, we use WH word, and the WH word itself acts as the conjunction. So we do not need to add any new conjunction. And the last type is to. Where do you use to? For imperative sentence, where there is a command, request, advice, we use this to as a linker, as a connector. So let us go to the next point and clarify this point in a better way. Let's see. Yes. So you can see that is used in assertive sentence. I have marked clearly. So do remember this point. It's quite important. And I have used if and whether for interrogative sentence if it can be answered in terms of yes or no. So if you're asked, do you know the way to SAVM? Of course, you will tell yes or you will tell no. There cannot be any other answer other than this. But if it is an interrogative sentence which cannot be answered in terms of yes or no, for example, why does he want to go to school to SAVM? It cannot be answered in terms of yes or no. In that case, the WH word itself will remain as the linker or conjunction. And to is used in imperative sentence, as I have pointed out earlier. So let us go to the next point. And there are some points to remember which will help us understand and change the mode of narration confidently. Let's see. So here is a point to remember, points to note. If the reporting verb is past, then remember please, only then we are to change the verb of the reported speech. So it has become a poem, no, isn't it? If the reporting verb is past, so if the tense of the reporting verb is past, then remember please, only then we are to change the verb, means the tense of the reported speech. All right. So do remember it like a poem. I didn't realize that it has become like a poem. Anyway, do note down this point very, very clearly. Okay, let us go to the next point. Here I go. Next point to remember is connect the first person. That means I and we in the reported speech with the speaker of the sentence. All right. So I and we will always be connected with the speaker. Always. Next point. And connect the second person, that means you, in the reported speech with the listener. Okay. Listener to whom the something is addressed. But leave the third person like he, she, it, they as it is in the reported speech. So do not touch it. All right. Yes, be careful. Don't touch the third person. Keep it as it is. Let us go to the next point. Of course, I hope that so far my points are clear to you. Here I go. Next point to remember is interrogative sentence is changed into assertive sentence. See, I pointed out this sentence earlier also, this point earlier also. So if in a direct speech there is a sentence having a question mark, that means it is an interrogative sentence that will be changed into an assertive sentence. That means in indirect speech, the sentence will end with a full stop. Clear? Let us go to the next point. The tense of the universal fact, proverb, eternal truth, habitual fact remains unchanged. Okay, tense or as I pointed earlier, verb. What is the next point? Let's see. Tone of the sentence is extremely important in exclamatory and imperative sentence. So if it is an exclamatory sentence, hurrah, we won the match. We won the match. So what kind of exclamation is it? It's an exclamation of joy. So we need to understand that exclamation. Alas, he passed away. And in imperative sentence, please give me a pen. So definitely it's a request. Okay. So we need to understand the tone of the sentence extremely carefully and attentively. We need to grab the tone of the sentence, the manner of the sentence. Let us go to the next point, and I hope this point will be further clear to you. Here we go. Next point to note is try to grab the manner of speaking in reported speech, as I pointed earlier. So, manner, if it is a statement, question, exclamation, order, or advice or request. So, change the reporting verb accordingly. If it is a statement, that means assertive sentence, that will be used. If it is a question, then if whether, if it is a question which can be answered in terms of yes or no, and keep the WH word as it is. If it is a interrogative sentence which cannot be answered in terms of yes or no, and if it is an exclamation, hurrah, joy, sorrow, so change it as it is. And if it is an order, advice, or request, here also we need to take care of the reporting verb accordingly. Let us go to the next point. Here I go. Yes. If the reporting verb is past, remember, if the reporting verb is past, then change the simple present to simple past, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect continuous into past perfect continuous, and so on and so forth. So do remember this point really, really carefully and attentively. Okay, commit this into your memory. This will help you in future a lot to change confidently the mode of narration. Let us go to the next point. Here I go. Yes. Change in time and place expression in past tense. So if it is now, it becomes then. If it is ago, it becomes before. So on and so forth. So do remember this point also very, very carefully. I hope so far whatever I have told you, it's clear to you. Now let us go to the next point and let's see whether we can now confidently change the mode of narration, this direct speech into indirect speech or not. I'm very confident, I'm very sure now you will be able to change it confidently, isn't it? Okay. So I hope you found it quite interesting, as well as it will be quite important to you in understanding narration change, or as it is called, direct and indirect speech. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much.